with the amazing success of the video games in general, but particularly this year, was it last year, the Super Mario Brothers movie, definitely you would know that other properties within the Nintendo franchise or IP would be adapted and put onto screen. And with that came no surprise that Zelda, the Legend of Zelda, video game is the next one they are targeting. And obviously, fans have been waiting eagerly to see how that will be translated onto screen. Unlike the Super Mario Brothers movie, which is an animation feature, the Zelda movie actually is a live action adaptation of the game, and that is quite interesting to see. And finally, we have a first look as to how that will translate to be like. And there it is. There you have it in your shot is Link and Zelda with the iconic, looks, both, I mean, from the game and the bowl and all the eccentricities that helps make it look very authentic to the source material. For a comparison, I may not have gotten the right image for the best comparison from the video game, but this is what, if you're comparing it to, it looks like almost canon. Yeah, almost canon. And that is quite interesting for them to have achieved that. And that is really exciting to see. So let's quickly take a look at the Hollywood Reporter, which gives us a little insight as to what this is all about. So, in the Hollywood Reporter, Nintendo's Legend of Zelda movie first look reveals live action Link and Zelda. Wes Ball directs the long awaited adaptation starring Bo Bragason and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as Zelda and Link, set for release in 2027. And there you have in your shot the iconic figures in the game, or iconic characters in the game. So it goes on to read that Nintendo has offered fans their first glimpse of the Legend of Zelda's leap into live action. Images released Monday on the Nintendo Today app showcase young actors Bo Bragason and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as the magical princess Zelda and the green clad swordsman Link, respectively, in Sony and Nintendo's upcoming big screen adaptation. They still show the pair standing in a sun drenched meadow. Zelda gripping her signature bow and arrow, while both were faithful recreations of the character's classic Hylian costumes, complete with pointed ears. Wes Ball, the filmmaker behind Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and the Maze trilogy, directs the long-awaited adaptation, which is set to hit theaters on May 7th, 2027. And that is quite exciting to see that finally we are getting another, hopefully, a very successful video game adaptation at that. And it looks like we are in the era of video games as in the last 2 decades or so we were in the era of the superhero comic book adaptation. Finally, it looks like we are in the era where video games are successful, and it is indeed exciting to see seeing what has become of very successful video game properties translated into the movies. Talk about the Super Mario Brothers, of course, and also you have the Jumanji film. You have, I mean, the Mortal Kombat film was not as financially buoyant compared to what the Super Mario Brothers did or performed at the box office. But regardless, it looks like they are even receiving a sequel to it, and it's very, very successful at that. With regards to the trailer that was released a couple of months ago, but you also have why am I blanking out on the name? but you have Jason Momoa and Jack Black's video game adaptation film as well, being that very successful as well. So it looks like we are indeed in the era of video games being very successful when adapted to the movies, and that is indeed exciting to see, I must admit. So indeed, we live in an era where fans are eagerly waiting to see all these properties translated onto the screen and providing us with some exciting news as to what they are going to look like. So it's of no surprise that Zelda's imagery from the look is indeed pointing to that. And let's take a close shot as to these characters so that we get to know, I mean, how they will really look like. And to tell you the truth, they look, I mean, it's scanning. They look between how they are in the video games and their close up is very canny. So let's take a look at my graphics that are designed for the for this today's episode. And on the left, you see the Zelda and Link's look, and it is really spot on. It's really spot on, and it is quite amazing. But let's go on to talk more about the Zelda production. So key factors that they are currently shooting, and they are looking at a May 7, 2027 date, and this is for reasons they gave in shifting the goalpost as to the release date, which was originally supposed to have come out in March 2027 of the same year. It said that they wanted to have more time to work on it much more so that they bring out the best that they can. And if that indeed is the case, then I am excited because we are all looking at a very successful video game franchise having come out with a very successful Super Mario movie. And it's the same company, Sony Illumination, are the ones working on Sony is the one working on that. So basically, Sony Illumination, the animation division of Sony, worked on the Super Mario video games, and Sony as well is working on this. And so it is indeed exciting to see. However, I mean, Nintendo legend Shigeru Miyamoto is the one producing the film, and he revealed the casting earlier this year, and he was so excited. And this is what he had to say: that I am pleased to announced that for the live action film of The Legend of Zelda, Zelda will be played by Bo Bragason son and Link by Benjamin Evan Ainsworth son. I am very much looking forward to seeing both of them on the big screen. And indeed, it is exciting. Quickly, let me change the graphics for that. Let me bring back the epic one they displayed. Yeah. So indeed they are capturing the essence of the story in 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 its full glory, or let me put it that way, in its full epicness. And it's indeed exciting fans all over. The reaction to this particular images is exciting, and there's actually a leaked footage of the film being shot on set. I didn't want to display it here, but when you go online, you get to see a whole scene being acted out, particularly by Bo Bragason and one of the actress who is said to be featuring in the film as well. So it is indeed quite exciting. So I mean, British actress Braga San is best known for her roles in the BBC's Once Three Girls, The Jetty, as well as Disney's Plus Renegade Nell. She also starred in Euro's Lens vampire comedy, The Radley. So she is indeed not necessarily a new face, though young, but not necessarily a new face. And we also have the Ainsworth, also who is English, voiced the title role in Robert Zemeckis' Pinocchio and played Miles in Netflix's The Haunting of Bly Manor. He also currently stars in the Canadian comedy Son of a Critch and appeared in The Sandman on Netflix. So though they are young, they have indeed been in the limelight for quite some time. So they bring to it some experience, you know, from what they have been doing for, I mean, so far. So this indeed offers quite some assurances as to the approach of the adaptation. That is Nintendo and Sony's adaptation, embracing the fantasy adventure tone that the Zelda video games are known for. And that is indeed quite exciting. So if this particular production matches up with the bar or the standard set for the Mario, Super Mario, the $1 billion Super Mario film, and it means we are in for a thrill, I must admit. So Nintendo's nascent cinematic universe may be poised for, Hyrulean glory, just as the Marvel cinematic universe became known for quite a couple of what I say decades or years ago. So it is indeed exciting, and we are looking forward to that. So let me know what you think with regards to this particular development, seeing the first look of the Marvel, the Zelda movie. What's your thoughts on it? With the first images that you've seen, are you excited for this? And do you think that Sony would be able to deliver on this particular movie? Whatever your thoughts may be, kindly leave it in the comment section below.